yesterday, how much of an impact they had. Yes, they lost, but the fact that they have that choice between Dia and Vibrant, their personality types, their leaderships in game, and we'll see if that'll make an impact in this match coming up.
They also looked really good on Nepal Village, playing into their positional awareness, and that was key for them. We'll have to see if they can replicate that here on Mecha Base.
As both teams running the Zen Goats, positioning themselves on the high ground, and see Duplicate Shield is way lower and it's broken. Look at how Paradigm just charge in and start to run over these members of Phase 2. But great peel from these supports because no one has died yet, as now Paradigm, they rotate towards the point. Point is unlocked, they'll get the first capture.
Not too much loss, though. I mean, Paradigm, they get the take, but Phase 2 only lose 2 bodies in the process, so realistically speaking, you know, not too much momentum created here by Paradigm already. Now they do have control, though, and that could be even bigger of a factor.
Perhaps, a little bit of a swing around. They're going towards another doorway this time. Phase 2 catching them a little bit off guard. Hope almost out of position, but he's back with the rest of the team. Mixo eats a stun, and look, the shield's starting to break here for Mixo. Duplicate is like so low HP, and the finish off is there. A shatter comes through for Mixo. Lisu is down, and he was close to grab. Paradigm might have needed that. Now they're forced to use the Transcendence here from Dia, and now they're starting to surround the remaining members of Phase 2. And Nishik holds on to that Transcendence. They're all just going to jump off the map and give a second fight win to Paradigm.
Still not a bad fight, though. Not a bad second fight for Phase 2. They can get back in there quickly. They forced out the Transcendence and the Rally as well as the Shatter. So 3 ultimates committed, and they're basically just kind of reset. And in fact, in this next fight, they should have quite an advantage to go ahead and get the take themselves, but they have to do it quickly, and they have to do it while being efficient with their ultimates.
So a first grab from Onyx, self-destruct from Pika, gets the double kill for Phase 2! Now a few members left for Paradigm. They go for the flip. That'll be 68-ish% for Paradigm before the flip.
And now we also see Phase 2 holding on to both of their support ults. So things look good for them to maybe hang on here, and efficiency is key, as I always talk about with this kind of compositional matchup, 3-3 versus 3-3. You have to be keeping an eye on how they utilize these support ults, how they sustain in these engagements.
Yeah, it's been smart that Lisu didn't just counter grab immediately against Onyx. Now throws it over. The Transcendence is there from Nishik, and you got the self-destruct from Brett. It's not as explosive as they would have liked, but the shatter from Mixo follows up, gets everyone on the ground here for Phase 2, and the Transcendence from Dia leads their aggression into the faces of Phase 2, who continue to accumulate kills. Paradigm rotate towards the point for cleanup, and that'll be their second fight win to even up the score.
Now they get the flip, they hold on to the lead, and Rally at the ready for Hope. They have a little bit of sustain, but I just don't see it being quite enough, given that Phase 2 do indeed have the Graviton combo coming up for themselves, and there's nothing realistically to defend against it at the moment.
Perhaps. This will be what Phase 2 need to flip this one over. They even have a rally, but it's Hope's rally that starts. Now the Graviton is thrown from Onyx. Pika wasn't exactly ready with the self-destruct, throws it out anyway over the top. It does separate the members from Paradigm, gets Brett out of mech as well. And meanwhile, that space creation Phase 2 went for got them to flip early and cleanup mode, and it's just been flip after flip here, Ix.
I really want to see, in this next fight, Paradigm get very aggressive. They're going to have that combo coming up, the same one that they just dropped the point to. They're going to have available here, and the only way that you get in there with it is by denying the Transcendence and getting in there and dropping Duplicate shields so that you can find efficacy with that combo.
It's either Lisu's grab or the shatter from Duplicate, and both are going to come out at the same time, and Brett's self-destruct cleaning the final remaining members here of Phase 2, but Nishik used the Transcendence, kept a few of his teammates up, only 4 of them remaining as Paradigm engaged with the barrier. Mixo engages with his hammer, but he got the Discord Orb, and thankfully Dia with the Transcendence saved Mixo there, but can he save the rest of his team during this Graviton here from Onyx? Now it's the re-engage from Phase 2 from Faz, using his barrier this time. As Phase 2 have lost a few, King will be coming back with the Hammond in desperation, 95-94. It's anyone's game at the moment, but Phase 2 have the number advantage, and they're starting to zone off Paradigm.
Nishik in the backline right now, so safe. Someone has to get in there and touch the point. Overtime ticking right now. They're on it now with the grab.
It's Great grab from Lisu. Can Brett self-destruct clear the way? It does not. But now a shatter comes out for Mixo. It's a plan B, but they can't follow up due to the grab from Onyx that trapped them. Now Paradigm are up in the numbers. They start to zone off phase 2, who just take a step back waiting for reinforcements. Up to the ultimates now. It's only Pika close to a self-destruct. It's all about who can overwhelm the other team, and so far it's Paradigm getting the job done. 102-99 as one last contest comes through from the Hammond of King.
Oh, they're looking like they're going to be able to secure this one. Hanging on, do have to take down King, and it's going to be just a struggle making sure that they can hang on here, but they do indeed close it out, and not as convincingly, I think, as they would really like to, because remember, they have to get the 4-0 here if they want to lock the spot in, but definitely a good start to get that advantage early on.
Very close. Both these teams know how important this is, and this last day of matches determines who will be in Contenders, and I'm super excited to see who will end up there after the result of this match. And following the match after this, we have Square One versus Chicken Contendies, who were just basically fighting for better seeding. Both of them are in first and in third place, so the next match not as important as this one, but we're here for Paradigm versus phase 2. We'll see if Paradigm can close out this first map here, Busan.
And now we're moving into this next phase here, Sanctuary, and we are going to be seeing once again that same compositional matchup. Going to be playing around the drum, trying to get their Reinhardts into position so that they can look for a mistake and punish.
So far, that middle map control going for Paradigm is they're already both Reinhardts traded out. Now, who's going to take advantage of this opportunity to put more damage into the other team? Pika is already half health here on that mech, and Paradigm trying to just zone off phase 2 to get that first take. But both teams don't want to let go of that control. They're buying time for the Reinhardts to get back.
And both of those Reinhardts will be coming back right now, and Duplicate already made a mark. Dia falls.
What a lucky fire strike there. Now both Reinhardts dueling it out. Mixos, though, much lower. He'll take a step back to heal up, and it's up to phase 2 now. They have the Transcendence from Nishik. They could be aggressive with this, but holding on. It's actually the barrier from Faz that's going to let phase 2 engage, and actually a grab from Lisu is thrown out with the self-destruct from Brett, but phase 2 were able to find some cover. Now they're engaging with their own grab self-destruct, but the job is already done, and it will be phase 2 that get the first take.
And Brett will be trying to, oh, just a little bit too late there, buddy. And now they can actually just stagger you out. That's unfortunate for Brett and the rest of Paradigm, as he will be dropping off the map, but they will lose about 10-15% all said and done because of that. Now Paradigm looking to retake. Do, of course, have the ability to start aggressively with their Transcendence here. Duplicate looking to shut them down, but I think enabling Mixo here is your play, right? Paradigm going in with the Transcendence to back them up. You know, you just give the best possible chance for Mixo to get in there and start swinging like he did to open the map up.
Well, Shatter versus Shatter as well, right? Who can kind of find a nice angle around the other team? You see Mixo got a little too aggressive and almost sacrificed his life. What a Shatter there from Duplicate, who is just duplicating the kills here for phase 2, and they will keep that point.
And now you see that advantage of the Transcendence. It's gone. Now we see it 1-1. Nishik can drop one down as well. So things evened out, and phase 2 having all of this control already certainly bodes well for them, especially given it's Onyx. You know, he's got 72% towards the grab. They're getting closer to combo, and they've been pretty good about landing that combo as well. They've been fairly consistent with that, which is something that we haven't seen from a lot of teams in Contenders Trials so far.
Yeah, this could be the combo here for phase 2 if they want to hold on to this. Dia will be the one that has to heal the team with that Transcendence. Chop doesn't have the barrier quite yet, but there's a lot of cover to get away from a self-destruct. Now here's the grab self-destruct here from phase 2. The shield is up. What a boop to open up that opportunity. It's a double kill for Pika. Phase 2, 6 versus 4, 6 versus 0. It's 85% plus. Paradigm, they have a hope and a dream here, and it has to happen in this next fight.
How do you even get to the point, though? I mean, 92%. Nishik can drop the Transcendence. Faz will have time to build to barrier. I mean, there's just so much sustain here. How do you even get through?
Yeah, Brett was there to touch there. He'll sacrifice the mech for it. Was so close, so close. Now Mixo's the next to get bursted down. No damage mitigation with Brett out. Lisu's close to grab, but there's just so little damage that Paradigm have left. They have to use the rally to keep their supports nice and tanky, and Lisu dies with grab. No opportunity for Paradigm to flip this one, and phase 2 have just closed us out 100-0 to send us into a third round of Busan.
And I have a suggestion for phase 2. I think Duplicate needs to change his name to Dominate, because that's what we saw. I mean, Mixo has been very, very solid so far. I mean, we saw it in Open Division. We've seen it as well continue into Trials once they started playing him yet again. And Duplicate is just toying with it seems, at least in that last map, and really, really playing well. Good counter shatters coming out as well. And if they could continue that, phase 2 have a good shot here.
Downtown. This is where anything and everything can come out. Everything from quad DPS to Widows to Pharahs, or we might just disappoint you and just go right back to Zen Goats, because this is what both these teams have been relying on and working on so much throughout this trial season.
Yeah, especially phase 2. They've definitely polished up their 3-3 play, and that's a big reason why they're on this hot streak that they're on right now.
Now both Reinhardts and both Zaryas now getting their energy. Hope almost was the first to drop here for Paradigm, as it's just a battle of dominance at the start, and who can boot their enemy Reinhardt into a bad position? It's Faz. I keep wanting to say FaZe, but Faz out of position. King as well. Paradigm up 6 versus 4. They rotate now towards the point. Phase 2 start to equalize things with a D-mech, but it seems to be all Paradigm's game at the moment.
They will claim that point up first, and Brett should be able to get his mech back before this fight starts. But if they do deny that, that's an advantage for them, and you know, having phase 2 up 6-5 effectively, because not having the Diva mech is huge in these 3-3 matchups. You're not going to have the defense matrix, so Brett needs to get that up very quickly before this fight starts.
Well, phase 2, they drop from the high ground, and they're trying to get right in the faces of Paradigm, but Duplicate is so low, and he's got the Discord orb on him. They have to play so passive here. Now Duplicate's shield is down, and Paradigm is their moment to engage. You can see how much space they're creating, but the grab is thrown from Onyx. The Transcendence from Daya heals them up, but they've already lost their Brigida. A Shatter was thrown from Duplicate on top of all those ultimates, and phase 2 seem to have control. They're just pressuring Paradigm back. They pressured Mixo so much, he shattered before his life ended, and phase 2, just like that, will flip the point.
So looking towards this next fight, Lisu, Brett, looking for a combo. They really want to play it just as well as we saw from It's Onyx and Pika so far, because those two have connected time and time again. I think already 3 times for them, and it's only the first map. That's definitely a lot more than you would expect in Trials, given what we've seen so far. But now it's Paradigm's turn. Lisu, Brett, can they make it happen?
Gotta be here. They have the combo. Lisu throws it out first. Self-destruct from Brett, but an equal self-destruct is thrown from Pika, which catches, or at least Onyx is caught from Brett's self-destruct. Now 6 versus 5 here for Paradigm. They go towards the point. Duplicate is into a corner. Pika tries to peel for him, and Paradigm, they still find that kill onto Duplicate. Now the barrier to engage on the rest of the members here of phase 2. Nishik wants to hold on to that Transcendence for the next fight, so it's just cleanup mode here for Paradigm.
Really, really smart, I think, from phase 2 to hold on to those ultimates at the very end, because they know that they are going to be going up in a basically head-to-head matchup. Shatter, Transcendence on both sides. And if Duplicate can come out ahead like he did on Sanctuary, phase 2 have an opportunity here to retake and do it efficiently as well. So Duplicate, can you dominate?
Can Duplicate or Mixo open up here with the Shatter? It's going to be a lot of mind games. Who can get that Discord orb? Who can break down the shield? Duplicate gets a Shatter down, but also at the same time it's Mixo who gets the backline of phase 2. As now, because of that, Nishik has to use the Transcendence to make sure no supports die here for phase 2. As the fight now rotates towards the point. Grab versus grab, but Paradigm are all so low, and phase 2 take advantage. Pika self-destruct on the point will just create and the rest of the space for them. And look at that quad kill from Onyx. He's probably got so much energy.
Yeah, that was all on the timing between Nishik and Daya. Daya was forced to use his trans first. They were lower once they went grab for grab, and that gave the advantage to phase 2. And talking about advantages, Duplicate all the way back up to his next Shatter already. Sound Barrier ready for Chop and Faz. Both of them, but they got to keep Duplicate alive.
A duplicate is so low. What a barrier from Fast to keep him up. And a shatter from Mixo gets a bunch from phase 2 down. Duplicate died with his shatter, and 80% plus here for phase 2. And it'll be another flip for Paradigm.
The Dream looks to be still alive. They just rampaged all over Duplicate. He was forced to S key, hold his barrier up, or his shield up, and they threw sound barrier at him. Still not enough. Now he still has his Earth Shatter here, though. Although Transcendence at the ready for Dia, can that be enough to sustain them until they can build to some more lethal combinations?
Yeah, Onyx getting close to that grab. That's going to be your plan B. Phase 2 now looking for the space to get through the point. Some break through, but Duplicate breaks back into spawn. Now you don't have a main shield for phase 2. And you have all these support ultimates that could have helped him. Now it's a grab from Onyx. Self-destruct from Pika. Doesn't break through the defenses of Paradigm, who answer back with their own grab. It's back and forth between these teams, but it's phase 2 that are so separated right now. But they got the main shield of Mixo. Paradigm don't have that Reinhardt player anymore. In phase 2, they try to bring this one back, but Duplicate is just under fire, and Paradigm are playing so well together as a team, and King is back as the Hammond.
Looks like Paradigm should be able to hang on to this one. It's desperation, and that Wick dies off so fast in overtime. Paradigm taking it.
The Dream is alive, Furyx. You told me Paradigm have to win with a 4-0. No 3, no 2. They can't drop any map. Paradigm have to 4-0 this if they want to take that 5th place spot to go to Contenders. And this Busan map just talked about how close it is between these two teams. This mecha base map, 100 to 99. The one we just saw, 100 to 99. Insane.
Yeah, insane. And being able to battle back, maintain composure, especially when, you know, on Sanctuary, you look at the way that they got outplayed a few times there, and that was the only time we saw any kind of dominance either way. Otherwise, it was just back and forth. So really good display there. Mixo really shined, I think, on Downtown, whereas Duplicate really had an opportunity to do the same on Sanctuary. So I think that battle is definitely going to be something that we're going to be wanting to take more looks at, especially as we go on and see probably more of that matchup as we continue forward.
Well, the next map will be hybrid, will be phase 2, phase 2's choice. And we talked about, well, both the phase 2 getting relegated, but Paradigm or Alpha Gaming was a favorite coming into trials. You know, I think what they took a 3rd or 4th place, and they constantly went to game 5s. That's because of that composure and back under pressure that I've been really admiring about them.
Yeah, something to note about Kings Row as well is that this is kind of phase 2's power map. They typically, you know, struggle on that first control map. They have been on a hot streak as of late. They've won their first 2 control maps in their last 2 matchups, but always picking into Kings Row. They've won the last 2 times that they've played on Kings Row, and they've only lost twice. I mean, they're 3-2 on this map. This is definitely a strong map for them, considering where they are in the standings and how successful they've been consistently. This is a good pick for them, and they do consistently pick that 3-3 composition. Definitely looking to see Duplicate shine once more.
And who's been really shining for me is the supports from both teams. How many times have we seen grab self-destructs not completely blow away a team? It's whether a well-timed shield or a well-timed barrier, well-timed transcendence, and even a lot of the times where, even without those combos, when both Reinhardts were under fire from a ton of damage coming in from Discords, it was Chopped and Faz, there we go, that were had really well-timed barriers to have their Reinhardts survive that initial poke damage.
Yeah, I mean, the timings have been pretty stellar. I still think, you know, cleaning up and polishing is going to be key here, because there have been a couple moments where, you know, a second here, a second there difference in terms of timing and coordinating something might have played into a team winning or maybe not winning a team fight. So these kind of tiny little advantages that can be created in play, that's going to be what you're looking for. And things that I'm looking out for specifically are the timings that we actually get from the Lucio to the Zenyatta. You want to make sure that when you do get into those scenarios where you do see a combo coming out, you're not overlapping both your Transcendence and your Sound Barrier. You want to make sure that you're utilizing them in a much more efficient manner if possible.
Oh, Paradigm on the attack, and I'm feeling so pressured, or just so stressed for them, right? It's such a big task to do to win a game 4-0, especially against a team like FaZe 2, who have been on a hot streak, as we said at the start of this series. So Paradigm on this attack, going with their usual Zen goats, while FaZe 2 matching that as well, and going for a bit of a scouting there as Pika drops down to the rest of the team.
Definitely going to be playing off a statue here. Let's see if they want to just get aggressive right off the bat or go around to the right side and kind of play for time, look for an opportunity, and then try to exploit some kind of weakness.
That weakness is always going to be these Reinhardts. If you can break down the shield and just boot them out of position, just like that. Mixo just got teleported to the other side of the point and dealt with. And you can see the rest of the team was so desperately wanted to help them. And now they're just all sacrificing their lives for it.
Oh, if they can disengage here, this could be an opportunity for them, because it's going to take some time for Duplicate to actually get back into this fight, because he's only going to have that charge for mobility, and Faz isn't in a position where he can actually get him back as fast as they probably need him. So should be a positional advantage potentially for Paradigm, although given Lisu's timing, it looks like that won't actually work out for them. So they did lose that advantage, but they can still play this just the way they got in, but they have to protect Mixo this time.
Well, the defense have a lot too, like a Transcendence and a Shatter coming up. And again, Mixo, how do these boops keep happening? Mixo is constantly just removed from the rest of his team, and without that shield, Paradigm just don't have a fight they can win.
This is going to be continuing to be just incredibly difficult if things like this continue to happen. Brett on this map doesn't have an ability to quickly reset by jumping off, so they're going to take even more time away from Paradigm, and surely no advantage is set for the attacking team right now. Paradigm have virtually, nothing special, especially in consideration of what FaZe 2 are bringing to the table in this next fight. They have every single ultimate at their disposal.
Yeah, who's gonna pull the trigger first on their combo? FaZe 2, at least locked and loaded. Graviton self-destruct. Now it's thrown. Pika right on top, but it could be in front of the shield, but it still blows open and gets Lisu, who had Graviton. And unfortunately, Dia decided to use the Transcendence during that, and now they won't have it for the next fight.
Yeah, 2 for 2. You still have ultimate advantage. You're up in economy right now. FaZe 2 holding out strong and doing so in a dominant manner. Now FaZe 2 going to be playing off their support ults for sure, because they do have that advantage there. They can go barrier for barrier and then play into the Transcendence, and maybe that's enough to survive the combo from Paradigm.
Oh, FaZe 2, they want to deal with them before they can get their grab self-destruct combo, but Lisu and Brett do it anyway. Get a pin out of that, get Duplicate out of the picture, and now Mixo gets a free Shatter, nails some of the supports. Now Paradigm look to follow up on this ultimate. They run over Onyx, they're looking to run over the supports, and that will be Paradigm getting this payload.
I love their burst there from Paradigm to be able to take down Onyx, because the only possibility for FaZe 2 to turn that fight back around was based on the Graviton from Onyx. So now they give themselves a chance to get to this first point, and now maybe start building slowly towards this second phase of the map, where they're going to have to play through that choke. And it's so difficult to get through this one. FaZe 2 are already there and willing to fight.
And FaZe 2 are just playing so aggressive right now with their speeds here from Baz. They seem to just jump into the faces of Paradigm, see if they can pressure down Mixo, because they know that's a big winning condition to take out that Reinhardt player.
We'll be seeing Dia try to build up this Transcendence quickly, and they're going to need everything that they can get, because Onyx has this Graviton. They want to hold them in this choke as much as they can.
There's the Graviton. Self-destruct isn't ready though, but there's just a ton of damage when the whole team of FaZe 2 are collapsing on Paradigm. But now they're looking to respond. Here's a Transcendence here from Dia. Shatter though catches every single member of Paradigm on the floor. FaZe 2 steamrolling this offensive team, and they'll hold another defense.
Duplicate's so good at finding those openings and just creating opportunities through those tiny little seams that come out, right? And that's exactly what you need your Reinhardt to do, because landing Earth Shatters in this meta is so difficult. I mean, it's a 0.75 second window for you to be able to hit that before that Rein Shield comes back up once they drop it. So timing is key, and Duplicate has hit it left and right.
Paradigm don't have their self-destruct ready for the combo. We'll see if they'll just want to throw the grab and have Mixo do Mixo things, just like that Shatter. What a barrier though from FaZe 2 to keep everyone up during that. Now Paradigm, they throw out their grab. They want to finish off this fight. They use their own barrier to give themselves the advantage, and an advantage they shall get. They'll break through this underpass, and Paradigm will manage to get halfway to B.
a sigh of relief for all Paradigm fans out there, because that is a tough choke to get through, especially when you're down economy just when you start getting there. Now, things are opened up a little bit more for you, you know? You can play aggressively with the self-destruct and try to look for a pick on the duplicate, but that's going to still be pretty difficult. You might be able to force the Transcendence out. That would be a good trade for you, but that combo is going to be something that FaZe 2 are going to want to play into here.
Well, Brett tried to pull the trigger first, self-destruct at the back, but it gets blocked, and the other self-destruct was also blocked, so Paradigm, see if they can turn things around. They try to group up on the cart. Now they want to run over the front line of FaZe 2, but they're ready here with a shatter. Gets everyone down from Paradigm. These seem to never get blocked, and FaZe 2 start to take the advantage. Paradigm just have to reset at this point, and this is a fantastic spot for FaZe 2 to get the cart.
Yeah, this is now going to take so much time away from Paradigm because they have to walk all the way back and they have to gain that ground. I mean, effectively FaZe 2 can kind of sit in front of the cart a little bit and then back them up slowly until finally they're able to actually contest. FaZe 2 can just take about 20 more seconds before they actually are forced to take an engagement, and given that they don't have the ultimates that they need to actually get a full team wipe just yet, they're going to want to do that. Just survive Lisu's grab here and try to make the defense about 15 seconds from now.
Well, Brett's 30% off of that self-destruct. They don't have the combo yet. They're going to throw out the grab anyway, see if they can pump enough damage into this. They get the main Reinhardt out of the picture. Less damage mitigation. Duplicate cornered and annihilated. Paradigm now could have a free self-destruct, but they just want to conserve the ultimates at this point. They haven't lost anyone. There's no point of Paradigm to use any more ultimates, but now it's getting down to the wire. FaZe 2 have been stalling this for so much time, wasting so much of Paradigm's time, but with all of that, they still will get point B.
Not only have they been wasting their time, but they've also been managing to kind of even out the economy a little bit too, right? They were playing with effectively nothing on that defense, and they sustained long enough to build into virtually everything. So now everything is equalized, and this is going to wind up being one of those bloodbaths where you want to see whoever wins not having to utilize too much so that they can have that advantage going into these subsequent fights. But we could very well see 12 ultimates pop in this next fight.
Very well, 12 ultimates. FaZe 2 start with theirs. Grab self-destruct. Pika finds one. Chop dies with barrier. Paradigm, do they even want to engage with this? Dia still uses the Transcendence. Mixo's shield is low. They're just not ready for an attack. 60 seconds left. Paradigm have to reset, and they just might get staggered.
And look at that FaZe 2 style play now, where they're just matching once they have advantage. You saw the rally come out from Hope. Well, King was like, okay, well, we'll just match it. Pulled out the rally of their own, and they were able to maintain from there. So that's smart play from FaZe 2, not throwing out anything that they don't have to. Now you play off of Duplicate once more. He's hit this shatter time and time again. Can he get it one more time and maybe stop them here?
It's a shatter or a grab that Paradigm have to work with, but FaZe 2 have both support ultimates, hence why Faz is playing on the high ground. Grab, self-destruct, Nishik has a Transcendence, and the barrier from FaZe 2 used just in time, but they weren't able to save Duplicate from that self-destruct. Paradigm now want to take advantage as they start to corner FaZe 2 in their own spawn, but they have to be worried because Duplicate is coming back with shatter, and Paradigm have to block this one. They haven't been very good at blocking these shatters from Duplicate so far, but Paradigm are now under pressure. It's now overtime. If they lose this fight, they won't be able to progress the cart. Brett is out of mech. Grab and self-destruct. Well, Pika doesn't even need to use it because they zone Paradigm off the cart.
Good stuff from FaZe 2. That was a nail-biter for sure of a defense where it didn't seem like we were going to get Paradigm that far along, but they manage it. They get into that third phase at the very least, and now they have their win conditions set. So on their attack, they definitely need to clean a couple of things up, but so far I definitely want to commend Pika, Duplicate, and of course Onyx as well. I mean, these players are definitely playing really well in terms of their coordination with each other. You see those grab self-destruct combos working out and being effective a lot more than, you know, a lot of other teams have seen in the past. And something as well to mention is that FaZe 2 was a team that wasn't really that strong at the 3-3 to begin with. However, they have progressively improved, and they look now better than they ever have. And again, you know, this is indicative of some big changes from their coaching staff all the way through to their players.
But there's a big winning condition that would kind of scare Paradigm right now. Remember, we said they have to win 4-0, and the winning condition is here. FaZe 2 finish King's Row. Paradigm might potentially not be able to go to Contenders because of map differentials. So FaZe 2 need to finish King Zero. Paradigm need to hold a very solid defense. Thankfully, they at least, you know, got it very close to the end of C. Paradigm basically phase 2 basically have to finish the map. So there's a real chance Paradigm can have a way better defense.
And Paradigm have been in this situation before. We've seen them in this situation where they have to win out or else they are out of the race. And we've seen it in open division playoffs. They went to map 5s time and time again. They came out ahead time and time again. And we'll have to see if Paradigm can do that here on King's Row. They have to make the stop, and it starts here on this first point.
Lisu's a bit trapped on the statue, but all calculated, right? Just trying to get some ult charge, man. But phase 2, rotate now towards through the hotel, through the left side, see if they can catch anyone off guard. Paradigm regenerating their shield. Phase 2 taking their time.
And Faz is off behind the archway, so he's going to have to come in with speed once they're ready to engage. But there's the amp. They're going to go ahead and engage now. Faz kind of cut off, though.
Oh, geez, the barrier is now destroyed, and Duplicate does not want to engage without that. And Paradigm, meanwhile, are happy to waste all of this time. It's up to phase 2 to see when they're ready, and they got to take this fight if they're going to be spending all this time getting it ready.
Oh, there it is. Mixo taking a little bit of pressure, but still, they're just kind of dueling it out. No advantage gained just yet for either team where they want to push this. And Paradigm is okay to just stay here for as long as they possibly can and build to whatever they want. It just sustain better.
There's the grab. Grab from Onyx. It was ready first, and both support ultimates available from phase 2. They use Nishik's Transcendence. Mixo got a nice shatter, but thankfully, no one out of the fight yet. Paradigm down by 1. Phase 2 working towards their first take. Great shatter from Duplicate to get Lisu out of the picture, who had grab. Now phase 2, they gotta win this. They took out half of Paradigm, and there it is. It took some time, but they got the job done.
Took about a minute and a half, but it's a good spot to be in. Now, though, everybody from Paradigm will be up off of that short spawn, so they can re-engage into that same archway that Paradigm initially kind of struggled to get through. So now it's Paradigm's turn to make that defense work for them. They will have the sound barrier to match Faz's that he built pretty early on as well, but playing into that combo is going to be everything. Paradigm looking to match that self-destruct with the Graviton Surge that will be going down in this archway.
Yeah, Paradigm want to waste a lot of time at this underpass. This is going to favor them a lot positionally, but like you said, the Graviton ready from Lisu. He gets stunned, doesn't want to throw it quite yet, and he dies with it. Just couldn't find an opportunity with Pika in his face, and because of that, Paradigm give up a very, advantageous position at that underpass, and phase 2 will get halfway to B.
I love that explosiveness from phase 2 coming through. I mean, that's the danger of that position, is that if you stay in there, if you get kind of stuck, you will be there forever. Paradigm can just rock your world in that archway. But phase 2 come out of the gates with that speed boost, amp it up. Faz was so good about that timing. Everybody was ready to go, and now they take that advantage and play into it here, where they're going to be going into this second fight of stage 2. They could lock it in.
It's grab versus grab. Can phase 2 break towards B? They're matched. Every ultimate is being matched right now. It's a lot of colors on your screen. No one has died yet, but what a shatter there from Duplicate and an equal shatter from Mixo. No one can play the game at the moment, but Paradigm, they put their foot on the pedal. Phase 2 taking a back foot. They're losing Duplicate. They lost Faz. After all those ultimates phase 2 just used, they left the payload at the most crucial spot, and Paradigm looking good.
Everybody used everything. That's what we saw in that last fight. One of those bloodbath battles where phase 2, they do have that rally, but oftentimes that could not really lead to too much. We'll see them probably speed boost with that rally advantage and just look for some early pressure onto Mixo if they see someone caught off guard, or if they can boot Mixo out again as they did on that first point, they might be able to get a win here.
Phase 2, they got some time to get another round of ultimates. They'll at least get a rally just for that early fight advantage. Now they start to pressure Paradigm back, but Mixo has a shatter. It gets mostly blocked. They still caught King, who was at the front of the shield, and Duplicate at the Discord. Easy burst down, and phase 2 have to reset again.
So they did do that rally speed boost play, but didn't work out for them, and it's definitely not working out for them now as Paradigm are taking these late kills and generating out some more ultimates. And 2 minutes, 17 seconds left on the timer right now. Paradigm are so happy with the way that Mixo enabled them in that last fight. He got pushed down just as we expected, but was able to get that shatter off, give them just enough of an advantage. And now Paradigm look very, very poised to be able to defend one more time here, given what we have in store.
Well, Lisa pulls the trigger first with the grab, but actually a little too close, too early. Phase 2, we're just able to just get away from it, not caught in it. Onyx throws out his grab, self-destruct from Pika is followed up. Just catch Mixo, and that's phase 2. Reacted perfectly to the ultimates Paradigm were ready for, and then get that fight win to get point B.
That could be a very, very big mistake. I mean, they could have won that fight. They should have won that fight. Now they took that L because they missed the grab combo. They're not going to be able to contest here, so they do give that extra time, and they only have that, basically that first corner to realistically defend. And this is a good corner to defend on. You can definitely pull some time away and contest, but it's going to be very difficult given the fact that they don't have that combo anymore.
But if Paradigm lose this fight, that yellow box of victory is right around the corner. It's going to be about the shatter from Duplicate that can open up an opportunity. They start with the barrier. The shatter is blocked there from Duplicate and makes those so far forward. Paradigm are playing so aggressively. This might bite them in the butt, but they actually bite back on Duplicate and Faz. Phase 2 are down by 2, and they will reset.
That's... Paradigm are going to definitely give me a heart attack at some point today because, again, they have to 4-0 here. They have to make the stop or else their Contenders qualifying chances are completely dashed. They will be out of the race, so they have to stick this one out. They have to stay in this one. Daya laying in the damage right now to build up the Transcendence.
That was a great shatter from Mixo because he could have killed Nishik, who had Transcendence. Now both grabs, both self-destructs are out. Pika gets one. That's advantage for phase 2, who have Transcendence up. Duplicate falls up with a shatter. Mixo's out of the game, and the rest are bursted down here. Paradigm don't have anyone left. Now, could they quickly stall out this cart? The yellow box of victory is there. Phase 2 are about to take it.
Brett should be able to get there, but he won't have very much health once he does. He will contest it and dies off, and I don't think anybody's even close.
Oh, so close. Phase 2 will even up the series here with a win on King's Row, and this might have just crushed Paradigm's hopes to getting into Contenders.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but phase 2, they're still in a battle of their own, right? They're still battling it out for this spot. Phase 2, they really need to win this matchup. It's not over for them. We haven't concluded anything yet. They haven't locked anything in yet. So the fight does continue, and it will continue until this match is over.
That's 1-1 at the half. We'll be going into Assault, but we'll go to a quick break.